Hello there, everyone. My name is Andrew.
And I'm Kassy.
And you're listening to the Culips English Podcast. Hello, friends. Welcome back to Culips. This is a Simplified Speech episode. If you don't know what that is, well, let me explain. Simplified Speech is the Culips series which features clear, natural, and easy to understand English conversations about interesting topics. Today, I'm joined by my co-host, Kassy. Hey there, Kassy.
Hey, Andrew, and hi, listeners. I hope you're doing well today.
So, Kassy.
Yes, Andrew.
You have a big announcement to make, and that's what we are going to spend this episode talking about.
I do. I'm going to be moving soon, and it's not just to another city. It's to another country. I'm moving to Thailand.
Thailand. Wow. Amazing. An international move. Kassy, that is a big deal indeed. You must be excited and maybe a little nervous, and probably you are feeling many emotions. I can't wait to hear your story and for you to share all the details about this incredible big event in your life. But before we get into the story and hear all about it, I need to let our listeners know that there is a study guide available for this episode for all Culips members. And guys, in the study guide, you'll find a lot of great exercises and practice activities that we've designed to help you improve your English. So, for example, there's a full transcript, there are detailed vocabulary explanations and examples, there's a quiz, and more. You can download the study guide in a PDF file, and if you want, you could print that off, or you can view a mobile-friendly version which looks great on smartphones and computers and tablets. So to learn all the details about Culips membership and to sign up and become a member, just visit our website, culips.com.
We also want to give a shout out to one of our listeners from the US of A, named Ryan. Ryan left us a 5-star rating and awesome review on Apple Podcasts. Ryan wrote, "Culips is the best podcast for English learners. Most of the time, I forget that I am actually learning, and I am fascinated by the stories they tell. Thank you for your support, Ryan, and for learning English with us."
Yeah, thanks a lot, Ryan. And I know that learning English sometimes might seem like a chore, but it really doesn't have to be. So we're happy that you can just enjoy the things that we talk about here on Culips and improve your English at the same time. Killing 2 birds with 1 stone. It's very efficient. I love it.
That's right. Well, keep up the great work, Ryan, and thanks to everyone who has been supporting us with a review and a 5-star rating on your favorite podcast app. We really appreciate it.
All right, Kassy, it's time to get into your big news, your big announcement, your big story here. I know that maybe some listeners are going to be a little bit sad with this news, myself included, and some people might be very excited. I imagine that if you are a Korean listener of Culips, maybe our Korean audience will be sad to hear that you're leaving, but our audience in Thailand, they're going to be very excited and they'll probably welcome you with open arms to their country, Kassy, I can imagine. So let's start at the beginning and go through this story. Lay it on us. What inspired you to start thinking about moving to a different place?
Well, as you know, and I'm sure some listeners know, I got a job, my dream job, working as a math teacher in an international school. And I've always known that I wanted to teach at least 2 or 3 years in another country besides Korea at an international school. So this year I decided to join a online international teacher recruitment site and put some feelers out there. Putting feelers out there means sending my resume into the void, seeing if I got any responses.
So you're just sending out your resume to many different schools around the world to see if anybody was interested in hiring you.
Exactly. And this is the funny part. Thailand was not on my radar. I mean, I'd love to visit, but I never imagined moving there to teach. I'm really excited for it now, but I was applying to schools in Jeju and in Korea, and then also one or two in China and a couple in South America. I've always wanted to live in South America for a year or two. But I saw this one school in Thailand that had a really great website, and it just gave me a really good vibe. So I was like, why not? I'll send my resume. And lo and behold, I got an interview and it went so well. The principal and the other teachers I met were so nice and welcoming. And when they offered me the job, I just couldn't wait to accept it.
Wow, that's amazing. So out of all of the places that you applied to, it ended up being a surprise location that wasn't really on your radar, one that you weren't expecting to go to at all in Thailand, but that's where you will be going. That's great. So Kassy, what are you going to be teaching? The same kind of thing? Are you going to be teaching math or are you teaching English? What kind of content will you be teaching at your new job?
Yeah, I'll be teaching math, high school math. I don't know exactly which classes yet, but math.
Okay, high school math. Very
Yes.
good. And Thailand is a big country. So where will you be going? What part of the country?
I'll be in the capital, Bangkok, and I don't remember the exact area, but I heard it's like the really nice downtown hoppin' part of town. So I'm going to be right in the action there.
That's awesome. And I know Bangkok is a very big city. Now, personally, I've never visited Thailand before. I've been to Southeast Asia, to Vietnam, and to Cambodia, and to some other places in the area, but never to Thailand, unfortunately. I would really love to go one day, but haven't made it there yet. Kassy, how about you? Have you ever been to Thailand?
I have not. Everybody asked me that in my interview, and I was like, no, but without COVID, I totally would have before now.
Well, I feel like now that you're going to be down there, it's even more motivation for me to go.
Yeah, come visit.
Yeah, that would be great. So what are you doing to get ready for this move? I imagine that an international move like this is going to be a lot of work. How are you going to do all of the things that you need to do to make it down there to Bangkok?
So I'm a pretty easygoing person. So I'm not too stressed about the move and getting rid of all my stuff and the visa process. But I'm someone who likes to be able to read things wherever I go. So my main concern is to learn the Thai alphabet, Andrew.
Kassy, I totally get where you're coming from. When I first moved to Korea, I was a little bit overwhelmed by having to deal with a different kind of writing system and a different alphabet that was totally different than English. I had learned French a little bit before in the past and German a little bit before in the past, but they use essentially the same alphabet as English with, of course, some changes, but it's pretty similar. But, Korean was totally, totally different. Now, thankfully, learning how to read the Korean alphabet is pretty simple. That's the only thing that's simple about the Korean language is learning to read the alphabet. After that, everything is difficult, but learning to read the alphabet is not so bad. Kassy, have you started studying the Thai alphabet to get ready? Are you hitting the books? Are you going to try and learn how to read Thai before you arrive there?
Yeah, I've actually started just last week. I'm on day 5 or 6, I believe. I've been reading up on Thai, and I've heard that it's kind of the opposite of Korean, actually. Like you said, Korean is easy to start and hard to master. The alphabet is so intuitive, but after that, the grammar is, just as complicated as English in some ways. But Thai is the reverse. The alphabet is huge. I forget the exact number, but there's like 70 total consonants, vowels, and symbols.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
70?
Over 70.
70?
Yeah, like 75 or 6, I believe.
Wow. I wonder what their alphabet song is like. They probably have a really good alphabet song.
It's insane, Andrew.
It's like 5 hours long.
But the reason it's so long is because a lot of the letters have the same sounds, but they have a different symbol. And I learned it's because a lot of spelling, they wanted to keep it like true to the language that it was borrowed from. In terms of like Buddhist texts, a lot of the words are borrowed from Sanskrit and Pali. So they wanted to keep the essence of that spelling. So they have like 5 different symbols for the sound k, like K, which is very interesting.
Yeah, that is fascinating. I've always liked the way the Thai alphabet looks. It's very flowy, and correct me if I'm wrong, maybe you know about this, but I think I heard that all of the letters are connected together and there's no spacing in the Thai writing system. Is that true?
That is true, Andrew. And all of the letters have these cute little circles on them that I really love.
Yeah, to me, it always looks like elephants for some reason. When I look at the Thai system, I always think like, I wonder if they were influenced by the elephants that live in Thailand. I don't know, but it's a cool looking script. Absolutely. And good luck with that, Kassy. All of those letters, it's going to maybe take you a little while to memorize, but I'm sure you can do it.
Yeah, I think I've actually got all of the consonants down. The vowels are the last step for me. Oh, and the tones. Andrew, did you know there are 5 tones in Thai, just like Chinese?
Yeah, it's got to be a challenging language. It's not going to be easy, Kassy, but I think you can do it. You're a skilled language learner. You did really well with Korean, so I think you can do Thai as well. And you're going to be totally immersed, right? Just like thrown into this new linguistic environment. So that's got to be really exciting.
Yeah, I'm going to be a lot like our Culips listeners, starting from square one and building my way up.
Now, thankfully, I think a lot of people in Thailand are very good at speaking English, and there's such a developed tourist industry and so many international travelers visit Thailand every year. Probably it will be very comfortable for you to speak English there as well. So I think that'll be nice.
I agree. I actually think in my day-to-day life, I probably won't even need it that much. But I think it's an important part about, getting immersed in the culture that you live in to, at least attempt the language, even if I can't master it.
This is one of the blessings and curses of being a native English speaker.
Yep.
And maybe our listeners can't really relate to this as much as we can, Kassy, but when you speak English, and English is the international language, it means that sometimes it's very easy to be complacent or just to be cool with only speaking English, because every country you visit, there are people that can speak English well, and it doesn't really give you that push to learn the local language. So that can be comfortable sometimes, like when we're traveling, but other times it can be a little bit too bad if we get lazy and we don't push ourselves to learn about the local language and culture. But I know that you're not a lazy person, so I'm sure you will have a great experience learning about the Thai language and the Thai culture when you're down there.
Yeah.
So Kassy, when do you go exactly? When do you leave?
I'll be leaving about mid-July because the school year starts at the beginning of August.
And we should say that you're not going alone.
Yeah, I'll be going with my now fiance and almost to be husband.
Yeah, so that's really exciting. You're getting married, and then right away, you and your new husband, future husband, are going to be going on this crazy adventure together. That is so exciting. Are you guys going to be doing a honeymoon, or is this kind of move to Thailand? Because Thailand's a popular honeymoon destination, right? Mm-hmm. It's almost like you're going right there. Are you going to take a little honeymoon, a trip somewhere else first, and then do the move? Or are you guys going right down there together right away?
We're actually planning a mini honeymoon in Jeju in Korea right after we marry. And then we're actually also planning to do a short trip to the States this summer before we move to Thailand too. It's going to be very busy, Andrew. School finishes, go to the US, go to Thailand.
Globe-trotting all over the place. That's amazing, Kassy. I have to say I'm a little bit jealous. It sounds very, very much like an adventure. Now, as I mentioned earlier, some of our Korean listeners, they might be a little sad to hear that you're going, but I don't think they have to be too sad because you told me that maybe in the future you are planning to return back to Korea one day.
Yeah, my contract is 2 years. As of right now, I think we'll be coming back to Korea after those 2 years. You know, you never know what life throws at you, but that's the goal right now.
And even if you don't come back to live here, Kassy, I know you'll be back at least to visit. Your future husband, who we mentioned just a moment ago, is Korean and he's got all of his family and friends here. So I know that he will want to come back regularly for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So Korean audience, I don't think you have to be too sad. Kassy is gone for now, but not for good. And I know they will be happy for your new adventure. So Kassy, anything else that you need to add to the story that we didn't cover?
No, I can't wait to talk about my first impressions in a future episode.
Yeah, we're going to have so many awesome conversations about Thailand coming up soon, I'm sure, as you learn about the country and as you share it with us. I can't wait to hear about that. I've had many friends who have visited Thailand in the past, and hearing their travel stories is always very entertaining. So I'm sure your daily life stories from another country will be interesting as well. And actually, I'm sad to see you go, Kassy, but I am happy that this is going to add another international element to the Culips podcast, because now we'll have a European host, a Southeast Asian host, an Asian host, a North American host. It's going to be great. We're going to have a very global perspective represented here on Culips.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I did have a last minute thought. This would be a perfect way to hear from listeners. If anyone lives in Thailand or has visited Thailand and wants to, give me some useful tips, I'd love to hear them.
Yeah, so definitely you can get in touch with us so many ways. You could leave a comment or a message on our discussion forum, which is on our website, culips.com. You could send us an email. Our email address is contact@culips.com. Or, of course, you could follow us on social media and send us a message through your favorite social media service like Instagram or YouTube or whichever one you use. And we'll make sure to pass your recommendations along to Kassy. Kassy, I think that will bring us to the end of this episode. Good luck with your move to Thailand. We're rooting for you.
Thanks.
And thank you to everyone who made it to the end of this episode. Great job, guys. You got some English listening practice in today, so you can go ahead and give yourself a pat on the back and feel good about that. This episode was made possible thanks to all of our wonderful Culips members. And if you enjoy Culips and find it useful for helping you build your English skills, we'd love it if you could support us by leaving us a 5-star rating and a positive review on your favorite podcast app, by following us on Instagram or YouTube, or even telling your friends who are learning English to check us out. We'll be back soon with another brand new episode, and we'll talk to you all then. Goodbye.
See ya.